Who's going to watch the red thing? Because I need to actually be able to interact with somebody, because what happens is you tune me out because you're so good at tuning me out. I'm talking to you too, Carrie Ann.
Oh, no one's
Hey, we're live.
no one's better at tuning you out than I am.
Hey everybody, this is Matt. We're at Texas Toast Guitars, and we are live at 5 on Sunday. Do you think the whole live at 5 thing is working?
Yes.
Okay.
Live at 5.
Live at
5.
5 p.m. Sunday, Mountain Time. And thank you for joining us for our weekly live chat, live stream, live podcast, etc., etc. We've got some new things we're going to try today, but let's get let's jump right in. Thanks everyone who's watching.
You can't read it? You can't see it?
It's just as small as mine is.
All right. Look,
Yours is
we're
as small
moving
as
on. Guys, we're doing the show here, y'all. So anyway, thank you to everyone who's tuning in and watching Carrie Ann and Chris yell at each other about what size print is. So, of course, with me as always is to my right, your left, Chris Fesker. And Carrie Ann is back from New Jersey and New York. Isn't that right, Carrie Ann? Mrs. Toast.
Yes.
Yes.
My name is Carrie Ann.
Oh, no one can hear you
I'm
guys.
doing Prince on American Bandstand. Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So we've got a bunch of new stuff that we're going to try today. Chris and I were actually watching some other YouTube videos, and we're like, if it's easy to fix somebody else's video when you're not having to interact with them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so at some point after we fixed their video for them without having them ask us how to fix it, and without them doing anything about it, and without even telling them about it, it occurred to us, why don't we fix our YouTube channel first? So one of the things that we wanted to do was give our live stream a little more direction.
A little more structure.
Yeah, a little more structure. So we got a few new elements that we're going to be we're going to have.
Pizzazz.
A little more razzmatazz.
Yeah, a little less off the cuff.
Oh, it's still going to be off the cuff.
Just
worry
a little
about it.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we do 15 minutes of structured stuff, and then it turns to...
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I even made a list here. Look, here we got
Yeah.
trash bag, sugar, dog food. That's Mrs. Toast list of stuff to get at the grocery store. So I have a list here of stuff that we want to talk about. We actually have a topic for today, and we have some new segments. We have some puppets. It's going to be great. Okay, we don't have puppets yet.
Yeah.
But I think puppets would be a hilarious thing to have. What do you think?
I think so, too, yeah. They help me learn.
And then you could show us where that man touched
Show
you.
me on the...
We're the bad man. Speaking of puppets,
Which man?
I want to thank Joseph Caswell
Oh, that's right.
for my Christmas gift that he dropped off for me while I was out of town.
Mm-hmm.
That came in looks like a little lunch snack or a lunch sack.
But
that's
it's in a-
made out of Oscar the Grouch. or
Made
something.
out of Oscar the Grouch. That's right. Is
I
Joe,
hope no Oscar the Grouches were harmed in,
I don't think
in the
they were.
manufacturing of
Is
that.
Joe watching?
bag.
I don't know. if
Yes, he's here.
Oh, cool. So,
The same guy that did Big Bird did Oscar the Grouch, BT Dub.
oh, and that guy
Carol
died.
Spinney.
He died.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
It is.
So anyway, thank you to everyone who's joining us. And I can't see who's doing this stuff, and the questions come fast and furious sometimes. It's almost like Vin Diesel is part of the podcast. So
Thank God he's not
thank
here.
God we could
He's-
get Vin Diesel
He's
on
my
one
Zach.
day.
What's his buck?
Galifianakis?
No, the one you want to kick in the balls.
Oh, Zach Ewaldi?
Yeah, he's my Zach Wild. I want
Okay.
to kick Vin Diesel in the balls
Well, all right.
if I can find them.
Okay. So, Chris, let's talk about what's been going on in the shop this week. Because there's been a buttload of stuff. That's
It
been
was
going
it was really busy, and I was thinking about it as I took my before show pee, and I was like, wow, we did a lot of stuff, and I can't think of one single thing that I did.
But you can look on the
But
wall
yeah,
over
yeah,
there
I mean,
and see
I
all
know
of it.
I did a bunch of stuff, and really the truth is I didn't finish anything this week, so it feels like I didn't get anything.
Because what happens, you
done.
guys, is you get a bunch of things that are at the same stage, and you get them all to the next level. So, like, for example, there's 4 or 5 guitars on the wall that is directly behind us that have guitars that now the necks are set, everything's sanded to 220, and it's ready for sealer.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes a while to get everything kind of,
Yeah.
staged for the first coat of sealer.
Yeah,
And then we'll do sealer next week, and then they'll all be sealed, and yeah.
Yeah, and I worked on a double neck guitar, and the interesting thing about a double neck guitar, and it even is it's really just 2 guitars, right?
No.
It's not.
No.
It's 3 guitars,
Yeah,
seemingly.
yeah.
And this one's a 6-string, 12-string, so it's like 4 or 5 guitars.
Yeah. And everything, all the hardware on it's gold, which meant we had to order a bunch of hardware. And people, that was the funny thing. Like, you're like, oh, we don't have any gold humbucker ring screws. So we had to order a bunch of that shit.
Well,
because you build up a supply of stuff.
Of silver.
And then like, oh, I want black ones. Oh,
Yeah, and
crap.
we
Now I
have
gotta order.
an okay supply of black.
Yeah.
But gold is, we don't have any gold stuff. So
Typically, it's fairly rare for gold hardware to get to
and it's
project thing.
You kind of lose track of just how many little screws and miscellaneous things go into a guitar and that show in the final project. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time on a double neck this week.
We had 2 very funnily similar projects that came in. They were both Flying V's, and they both had to have the old necks cut out and new, or rather new neck pockets cut in, and new necks made for them. One is for our friend Jim, and one is for our friend Joe. And those are both coming right along, moving forward.
And they were fun and frustrating at the same time.
Especially Joe's, because we had to save the paint.
Yeah.
So Jim's, we needed to sand a flat spot so that it would run through my beloved pin router. And we could do that because it didn't have any finish on it. Joe's, we're saving the finish, so we had to do a lot of finagling and hornswoggling and.
Yeah.
You know what we didn't do this week though that I'm a little bummed out about is we didn't fire up the new pin router.
So he was asking about that.
Who was that?
I'm guessing the guy that
Matt?
trained you for it.
Yeah, we haven't actually fired that up yet.
Right now, the new pin router is like the spare guitar that you take to a gig that you never play.
You don't
even unpack it.
Yeah.
It just
John
sits
Parson.
there.
John Parson, have you used the new pin router yet?
John, we have not used the new pin router yet. We have, so the electrician that hooked up all this stuff for us is a good friend of ours, Dave, and he's run a circuit, a 220 circuit that was an expansion circuit, and he hasn't come over to actually wire it up for us yet. So we're going to eventually do that. We're going to have to run some air lines. It just sort of, stuff happens. And
the new pin router kind of came out of the blue. So it's not like you needed it. You wanted it, but we don't need it.
We don't even know how much we need it.
Well, we won't know that until
you start using it.
Yeah,
and then Dave is out of town for work a lot, and he's got a little baby.
Yeah, he's got a very, very young child.
And Matt's pin routing, and I'm pin routing, and we look over at each other and we go, yeah! And then the montage music starts.
Dun, 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 dun. That'd be funny.
You should use the what was that, Team America?
The
montage song.
I always sort of like the Iron Eagle song too. That was a good one. All right, so let's move forward.
About fire and being higher, and it's a really great song.
I can feel the love in your eyes tonight is a good one. I just made that up. That's my montage song.
I can feel.
All right, let's move forward. We wanted to talk a little bit more about the reveal guitar from Friday because. You want to scooch it into position. Mm-hmm. So we had a handful of questions about the reveal guitar, and one of the things that we noticed as of things that we need to work on is how do we have all these videos about the reveal guitar, but if the guitar is for sale, it's not exactly easy to buy. So one of the things that we decided to do was, if you're going to have a website, which we have, and if you're going to have products for sale, which we do, let's eliminate the bullshit of how do I get it. So used to be you'd have to send me an email. Hey, is that still around? Yeah, and then you get back to me. So now this daily driver with the blonde finish and the mahogany neck. It's also got hip shot tuners. I'm just doing this is a little mini reveal, but we've already revealed. It's got our whole shot bridge. It's got the 51 reissue pickups. It's totally badass and it's ready to go. It's now up on the website. If anybody out there actually wants to throw down and have this daily driver be their new guitar, it's on the website. and that's TexasToastGuitars.com. You can go there and just buy the guitar, and it's with a case and shipping, it's $10.50.
Correct.
Now it says $9 whatever because it automatically adds shipping in a case. So yeah.
And
So
so that's one of the new rules is we will not do a reveal video unless the guitar is on the website.
Unless the guitar's like built for a customer, because that way you guys get to see some neat shit.
Yeah, we'll do a reveal on every guitar, but
but
if it's for sale, it will be for sale when you
wants
watch
you to
that
plug it
video. Not today.
There's a whole video of us plugging it in.
Not plugging it in.
Okay, so I also wanted.
Any questions about this bad boy?
Yeah, is there any questions? Real quick.
Well, not specifically about this guitar. It's nice. Matt is happy Mrs. Toast is back.
I am very happy that Mrs. Toast is back.
He was kind of lost.
Didn't know
how to make coffee for one.
Nope.
That was a bit. That's
like
all I
he
heard
makes
about.
coffee in the morning.
I do. I made coffee and everything. So anyway, let's go forward. I want to talk about one of the new segments of the live show is a guitar that we've been working on here at the shop. I wanted to show you guys some new stuff that's coming.
And this is the segment called "What's on the Bench."
What's
on the bench?
What's on the bench?
What's on the bench?
So this.
What's on the bench?
What's on the bench? Yeah, this is what's on the bench.
So this is a guitar for our friend Gil, who I spelled his name Gill, and he said it's actually one L because I'm not a part of a fish.
Yes, I'm sure it's short for Gilbert, and there's only one L.
Or
Gilfred.
Or Gilstead.
Gilman.
Bernstein.
We probably just alienated Gil.
Probably not. Gil's a really good guy, and his
cool
wife,
guy.
his whole family's very cool. So anyway, Gil is a fan of the Ibanez Talman guitar, and he wanted one that was kind of custom. Like he wanted a signature Talman, and you can't call Ibanez and go, "I want a signature Talman." You could call, but you get a lot more action if you call us and have us build you your signature guitar.
You know what they'll say when you call them? Send email.
Send email. That's right. With your band and your tour dates for your band. I'm sure. Anyway, so Gil came in. Actually, Gil's wife Dawn came in and brought a guitar and said, "My husband wants you to make one of these." I'm like, okay. So I drew out. I mapped out the body and made a template for it. And then Gil came in a few days later, and he kind of spec'd some things. Like he only wanted one pickup. He decided that he wanted the Talman plate because it is kind of the defining feature, I think, of the Talman guitar is this jack with a. It doesn't have to have a dice knob, but it could have a dice knob.
That's the coolest knob I've ever seen.
If you like 4, then this could be Anyway,
well, that's half of a hard 8, and who doesn't like a hard 8?
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what that is.
Craps.
Oh, yeah, no, I knew that, but yeah.
Matt gave me a hard 6 one time.
Yeah. 2 3s. Yeah. So this is a one-piece alder body with our headstock on a maple neck with a rosewood fingerboard, and it's still going to be bolt-on. Now we got a little bit of work to clean up the neck area here where it joins the body. As you can see, it's already been pre-drilled for the string through.
And really, really well and really, really straight.
For all those guys who say that, it's got to be,
And I watched Matt do it, and...
a lot of skill.
And he drilled with purpose.
I do.
Uh-huh.
So this is actually going to have a hip shot stop tail. It's going to have the Talman plate, maybe with a dice knob. I don't know. And so if you guys are interested in having a signature guitar for you, that's something that we can do. So that's what's on my bench this week.
Joe Hervey says it's sexy.
Who said that?
Joe Hervey.
Joe did. Okay, cool. We actually, one of the things that we talked a lot about this week was kind of a project where we were going to make like a half a dozen guitars, and you could buy in for an unbelievably low dollar amount. And one of the guitars that we thought would be a cool one to do it with was the Talman shape, but we would do kind of our own spin on that. And I thought, that would be a cool thing to do, but you could buy in for $25, and you're in the queue to get one. obviously the guitars will be whatever they're going to be price wise, but you get in for $25. I'm using the Elon Musk. So you know those trucks.
Yeah.
If you want one, you got to buy in. It's $100.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yes.
Same idea. That's where I got the idea from.
And then when your car is available, you can either buy it or you can pass or you can sell your
You can pass or
bid,
play?
yeah,
Oh,
to somebody else.
That's cool.
And sometimes if the car is popular enough, you can actually sell your bid for more than you pay.
Oh.
And
So
the list of
okay.
Tesla people is titanic and huge.
Yeah.
And people actually, it's sort of like playing the stock market.
I would like to think that the list of Texas
nothing to
Toast
do with
people
this.
is titanic and huge too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys think that's a good idea, let me know. And if you think the Talman would be a good shape to kind of start with, I'd also like to know that. So
Yeah.
So let's get ready to. This is a brand new segment that we're doing right now.
Does this one have a
I'm
theme
like a
song
drill
too?
sergeant
Yeah,
on this
you
shit. I'm like,
are.
we gotta
Yeah.
fucking do this shit because if it
Yeah.
was up to you guys,
we
it would
came
just
up
be
with
me
it.
drinking beers.
That'd be fine too.
And
as far as
jerking around.
Yeah, as far as I'm
No, we're
concerned.
moving ahead with purpose. We've got a
purpose?
thing, and we're doing it.
Okay.
Actually, this is a very cool thing that we're doing, and it's Patreon questions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a thing that I put out to all of the Patreon supporters who. Yes.
Slow down.
Who says that?
No, you. Slow
Why?
down.
How much-
Me.
how
is
much time
telling
are we
you
doing?
to slow down. 16 minutes, 17 minutes.
We got a lot of good
Slow
shit to
down.
cover today,
Here's a
Chris.
good quick question.
Huh?
A good quick question.
Yeah.
Do you ship to the UK?
Sure. If you pay for it, we'll ship there.
There
Who
you
wants
go.
to?
Yeah,
know?
we can ship to the
Happy
UK.
hours.
Okay.
You've shipped to Australia, and haven't you?
People have actually come from New Zealand to pick up stuff from us.
That's
Mock.
true.
M-A-H-K. Mock.
Why'd you call it the Impossible Waffle?
Yeah. Because the shit
crap
sandwich was already taken. So one of the things that we wanted to do was have a Patreon question thing. So guys, if you are Patreon supporters, it really helps the channel out a lot. And I put this out to Patreon members as a way to, like, if you guys have questions for us, this is a way to absolutely get them answered on the live stream and kind of give a little something back to Patreon members. So if you're signed up for Patreon, $1 or more a month, we will absolutely positively answer your questions during the live stream.
And this is something we'll do every week.
It's provided we have questions, right?
Then we'll just make something up.
Yeah, no.
Why are you guys so handsome?
I don't think we have to do that.
Is that one
well,
of
I
the
don't
questions?
think. No, it's
Not
not.
this week?
No,
Okay.
there's why is Chris so handsome?
And by the way, Ken Tipton just said that he'll be Patreon till he dies.
Wow, Ken Tipton is a ride or die dude too,
Yeah.
so that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you ready to start Patreon questions?
Yeah, and I haven't seen any of these. So
Yeah,
I
you don't know, and there's no low blows.
There's
or
no,
anything.
okay.
No.
All right.
So Martin Brandon wants to know, or his question is, okay, stupid question. What does binding do? Is it one of those things that used to have a purpose, but now it's all about looks?
Like an appendix?
Like an appendix. Is it made of mahogany, blah, blah, blah? So it can't be about tone, or it's not made of Joe Jimba, so it can't be about tone. So binding on an electric guitar is a really peculiar thing, but can be used for the original reason that you would have bound a guitar back in the day. So binding was one of those things that was very popular on acoustics and arch tops. And what it does is it kind of hides that 1/8 inch material where an 1/8 inch material joins an 1/8 inch material, and you've got like a purfling there to help. And sometimes
Yeah.
you see through it, and when you route for that, it kind of gets dicked up. And
Yeah,
so
you're covering up a butt joint.
you're covering up a joint, and it's a trim piece.
Yeah.
So when Gibson started making solid bodies, i.e. the Les Paul, they wanted it to be a classy guitar. So they kept binding that they'd used on acoustics and arch tops for forever. Now, some people say that the original Les Paul binding was also to hide the fact that it was a maple top. Like maple was some sort of secret weapon. And that was why they were all gold tops. But I don't know if that's accurate or not. But what I do know is that binding on electric guitars today is, will you shut the door?
Oh, someone said it helps prevent corner dings.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so binding is a cool thing that adds, but you can on an electric guitar, you can still use it to hide stuff. So, for example, if you have a veneer top, right, that's 20 thousandths, and you put a 1/4 inch of binding, no one necessarily has to know just by looking that it's a $8 piece of maple and not an $80 piece of maple on the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
It can also be used to hide the edge of fabric tops, which is very much like a veneer.
Anywhere where,
Yeah.
you want to have a line of demarcation from where one thing stops and another thing starts. It's a terrific way to go.
Yeah. And what looks classier than binding?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like this guitar to look a little bit, classier. What can we do?
Binding?
Wrap it in plastic? Yeah, it looks nice.
Okay. Don V.
Purely decorative. I once read a thread on a guitar site, and they were concerned that the binding around a neck could somehow hinder the guitar's sound.
Come on.
And it wasn't just a one answer, no, that's a dumb thing. It was a page after page.
Hey, you know what though?
Discussion
Neck binding also has some advantages too. One, it can either completely eliminate the fret end if you do those little nubs like Gibson does, or at least eliminate the tang part.
Yeah.
So if you have a bound neck and you can undercut the fret. So actually binding isn't just for looks on the neck necessarily. It serves a cool purpose to make it a little smoother. Sure. Good enough? Okay, let's move forward.
All right.
Don V. I would love to see a video where you guys break down and show the parts that made your deadhead sander. That thing looks awesome. Watching Matt finesse on that tool tells me he's done a few of these. LOL. And what's the deal with the registered sled that you use when sanding the peg head? I think he means on the deadhead or on the old man machine.
The registered sled.
Does that guarantee a specific thickness, or does it put an angle on the headstock, or both? So there's a lot of questions here.
Okay.
So we've actually done a video about the deadhead sander, or done a couple, but we could do another one.
We could, yeah. There's a video early on of the assembly of it and what we came up with, but we could do another one.
Yeah. And thank you, Don, for Matt finessing it. I've done a bunch, and I've wrecked a bunch of necks on the deadhead sander. Have you wrecked any necks
I
on the
have
deadhead
wrecked
sander?
some.
Your fair share?
Nothing that was unusable.
Yeah.
But pretty dang close.
Okay.
Yeah, within, yeah.
So he says, what's the deal with the registered sled? I think what he means is the little peggy thing that goes under the headstock on the old man machine.
Yeah.
So our old man machine puts the, it establishes the thickness of the headstock. And here, I'll show you what it does. So this one has the fretboard is already attached, and it needs to go through if you put this through like this, it's gonna bind on the headstock. So if you put the pins for there we go. So you can see here, it is now flat on the base, and it's not touching the fretboard. And this goes through the old man machine and establishes the thickness of the headstock and the volute area too.
And before we did this, we'd use double stick tape.
Yeah.
And then we said, double stick tape's too expensive. We should use masking tape and super glue.
We've never said that.
And then we made this little boss tool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob Dolzer has a lot of stuff here. And one of the things what I wanted to get to though was he basically said that as soon as he got chicks to notice him, the whole playing the guitar thing kind of took a backseat. And it's not a question so much as it's a conversation that he and I were having. And it's funny because, like, sometimes you start to play the guitar because the girls dig it. And then as soon as you get a girlfriend, you're like, well, I don't have time to play guitar anymore. So you kind of stifle at that point of your playing life. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's why I only know how to play that Ramones chord and move it all around the neck. I don't know really any other ways to play. Because I got a girlfriend. So
you have a girlfriend?
Well, I got one when I was, however old I was.
Oh, I was going to say.
Did you get it because you knew how to play that Ramones chord?
Probably not,
okay.
But yeah.
If you're going to get a girlfriend, I'm going to get a girlfriend.
Okay.
It's only fair.
It's only fair. So, but isn't it peculiar that sometimes the things that make you that you get started with sometimes prevent you once you get going down the path a little bit longer, you stop doing it because of the same reason.
Yeah.
That's a peculiar thing. It's not really a question. It's just a funny thing that I wanted. Okay.
Would you call that an anecdote?
I don't know what you'd call it. I'd call it a hilarious segue.
That's your opinion.
Yeah. Thank you, Mrs. Toast.
you
I'm sure I'm
sure?
glad she's back from
That's a
wherever
joke.
she went.
Are you sure?
Okay, here's a two-part question from Caden Luttrell. 1, which amplifier do you guys use to test out shop guitars? 2, have you ever received a guitar as a Christmas gift, and if so, what was it?
Okay.
So the amp that we use to test stuff, we have an Epiphone head that just has like on, off, and volume, and we sometimes use that. We also have a Mesa Boogie combo that we use to test.
That's the
stuff.
one that we've been using the
That's
most lately.
yeah, because
And
it's got clean and dirty.
yeah, it does Fender and it does Mesa Boogie. It does Marshall. All at the flick of a
testing it
switch.
from a shitty amp is the best way to tell how it sounds, just by
Yeah.
itself.
Well, it's funny too, like because it gets recorded on someone's phone and gets played back on someone's phone, and yeah.
And when we do those reveal videos, it's like it's almost like we're showing off that it does actually
works.
even work
Yeah,
at all.
yeah,
It's
not how
not how
okay
great it
we
sounds.
are,
Because Matt and I are not
No, we're not
Yeah.
guitar
world revered
No.
players. I do okay in my own little world, but yeah, I have like 2 moves.
and I have a girlfriend, so
Yeah.
I don't need to know how to
So
play guitar.
Matt can't even. Yeah, but yeah, it's more to just prove that it is actually a guitar.
Yeah,
It makes noise.
yeah.
So.
And have you ever received a guitar as a Christmas gift? And what was it if you did? I don't know if I have.
I have never received a guitar. I've received some items, but never a guitar.
I think I got a gift certificate to like the music shop in
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
Did you ever get a guitar as a gift?
No.
Okay.
That's
I've
like
never
buying
gotten a
somebody a
guitar.
puppy for a gift.
I did
I
get a
mean,
puppy.
That's something that you should, but that's something that you should get yourself. It's like, oh, hey, I adopted this
Yeah.
baby for you.
Yeah.
You know? You know what I mean?
I adopted this baby for you.
Merry Christmas. Here's a newborn.
Here's
You know what I
18
mean?
years of
Yeah, you're
Of
18 years
responsibility.
of hard
or-
work. Yeah, thanks.
I
Since
equate
you've gotten
that
me
to buying
yeah.
someone a guitar.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
So I've not gotten a Christmas guitar, and Chris hasn't either. But if you're looking to get someone a Christmas guitar, give me a call. Okay, Dave wants to know. It's the thing here. RNA Music. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, RNA Music does their videos with questions that were posted on previous videos, and I believe their Facebook page, and seems to work well. I've been a fan of how you guys do your live stream more so than others. You guys have a great friends hanging out at a bar vibe that blows away the one dude in front of a camera thing everyone else does. I guess it's not really a question. It's just sort
No,
of
it's
reading a thing that Dave says. Yeah.
I think we should move this to a hot tub.
No.
We could borrow Bart's hot tub.
You know, there are some like one guy in his living room things that I'm like, oh man, I can't. I'm sorry, I just can't watch
That's
it.
the whole reason I'm here, is so that you aren't the one guy in front of the camera. You are more entertaining than a lot of the one guy
You're the Andy
in front of the
Richter.
I don't know about that,
camera.
but I'm certainly
You're
a
the Ed
loudmouth.
You're the
enough
Ed
to sit here and,
McMahon. You're the Andy
you
Richter?
you need a little buffer.
You and I are
something.
still working on our Dean and Jerry thing, but yeah,
Who's who?
I don't know.
Now Jerry.
I would probably be the Jerry
Yeah.
Lewis.
Hey, lady.
Hey, lady. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that, Dave. That was very, very cool, by the way.
Yeah.
John,
Somebody likes it.
yeah. John Meehan wants to know, what have you found to be the most successful platform for selling guitars? ETSY, Reverb, eBay, marketing and original design is so challenging. You have had some decent success. Where do you reach your 1%? Competing against the big companies doesn't make sense, so carving out a niche seems like the only alternative. How do you do that successfully? Thanks, a budding electric guitar builder. So, John, if you're asking us how to do it, you're probably asking not greatest guys to ask. But I absolutely agree. You have to have something that separates you from everybody else. You know what I mean? What I can tell you is that if there's no YouTube, there's no shop. And I tell that to everybody. If there's no YouTube, there's no Texas Toast Guitars. You know what I mean? We have a handful of local guys who help us out and come in, but all of the, we made so many friends just with through doing videos and social media stuff. It's a great way to go, I think. What do you think about some of these other things, Reverb and eBay and shit like that?
Well, the YouTube thing is solely you. You're the one that decided that you wanted to start making videos, and that you were going to persevere to make those videos. Yeah. And now we spend some time working on the whole YouTube thing and how can we make it better and how can we improve it because it drives the entire shop and it drives all of the business. Yeah. We've talked about how to use it as a sales tool, and I think that's a little bit tougher.
The big is the exposure of it. There's
somebody
mentioned earlier 13,000 subs now.
Yeah, and that's really cool. And we've done some stuff on Reverb. I think we were too small at the time to have any kind of traction there.
Although somebody asked us, when are you going to start your Reverb store again? I'm like, well, we have a website now that has a shop on it, so probably never.
And then you don't have to pay Reverb to sell that stuff, and all that stuff costs money.
It's like Ticket Bastard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they nick you a little bit here and there, and it all kind of adds up.
We never had super success on Reverb.
No, we had good success when we were giving stuff away.
Well, yeah, when you
early,
And the thing about the YouTube is the more ironic the videos are.
How much more ironic can it be?
None more ironic.
We are so ironic.
But like that scrap wood and then the plywood. Yeah. I mean, that got more traction faster than
the plywood
else.
Les Paul got a bunch.
Well, and those are all YouTube inspired ideas. Yeah.
That's another thing. People ask me, I think that plywood thing's going to sound good. What do you think? Or that's a dumb thing. Why are you doing that? I'm really not doing that because I think it's going to sound cool. I think it's neat and it's fun. It's going to look neat. That's a video thing. It's really
and it's
we make a little teeny tiny bit of money with YouTube videos.
Yeah.
As long as you don't skip the ads in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. We do all right. We do okay.
And that guitar's already paid for its, for the effort you've put into it as far as, I don't
know if it has.
Well, but it's already done what you've wanted it to do.
In the last month, the videos on YouTube, we've made like $200. So it's not like
you're not like that old lady with the Chewbacca mask on.
No. But what I mean is you set out to make a video of a project that is going to get people to watch, and it's done that. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't. You didn't build that because you wanted to prove that plywood is a superior.
No, I wanted to get people to watch.
Yeah, you made it because you wanted people to see it on YouTube.
And here's another thing I can tell you. Exhibiting at NAMM, not really that exciting of a thing.
No, it was really
didn't pay off necessarily. It was great fun.
Yeah.
So when I said it's not exciting, that's not what I meant. It was great fun. We met a lot of cool people.
Super wise business investment.
No, we didn't. That didn't pan out dollar wise.
Here's my card.
I think you gotta. That was, yeah. I think you got to be a little bit bigger player than we are able to be.
Oh yeah,
to do any of that.
Yeah. And if it was fun, and I'm glad we did it.
Oh yeah.
And maybe we'll do it again in the future, but we're not even going to Winter NAMM this year.
No.
So.
Question.
Oh well, hold on. I've got a bunch of Patreon guys who
still. That's why I wanted to know
guys who have paid me. Remember, guys, if you're a Patreon member, we are definitely going to answer your questions.
The other
if
people
you're
have
not,
questions
we
too.
might not get to you. I'm not sure. We'll see we'll do what we can do.
Don't be a dick.
But hey, but these guys, these are customers here. So yeah. Can we finish these?
Well, if you would keep going, yeah.
I'm doing it. This was before you were like, hey, slow down. Now you're like, speed up. Wait, that was you. Anyway.
I never told you to speed up.
Douglas Dietlitz wants to know, would you consider wiring videos?
Yeah.
I think wiring videos would be a great one to do.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. I am no expert at that stuff.
I wouldn't sell yourself short, Chris.
I'm surprised that you predict that as being fun for you, because usually that's the greatest source of frustration that I've personally witnessed around here.
No. Wiring is so right now. Chris is wiring up a double neck, and there would have been a lot of good stuff that would have been great to be, in a wiring video where, hey, isn't it cool to have all these channels that we pre-thought of to route in? Just little stuff like that. So
yeah.
I think wiring videos would be cool. What would you like to see in the wiring video? We could start small and work up.
And I think I can teach people how to solder. I can tell you some basics about soldering and electronics.
Okay.
Once it gets a little bit beyond, kind of the standard wiring diagrams and stuff,
we can point you to two books that will help you.
I can tell you to go watch somebody else do it.
No. I mean, there's lots of things. You and I use reference materials all the time.
Well,
other people are.
I got my degree from the YouTube Academy of.
So you're a person.
School of Electronics.
Yeah.
Yeah. People wire things. You're a people, and sometimes you use reference material. Other people can go and look at some of that stuff too, and we can help you do that.
It's not new technology.
No. Why don't we start doing some?
I can solder as well as a guy in the 40s.
I remember when I was a kid, back in 1974, playing with the soldering iron, and now kids aren't allowed to touch a toaster.
Yeah, no, they're not. So how about some wiring videos?
Sure, we could do that.
Okay.
We could maybe do We could do some fairly basic stuff. We could do an ohm meter. Just basics of wiring.
Let's start with that and build from there.
Yeah, let's do that. And then people can say, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, and they will.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
That's what I kind of live in fear. I'm not as good as you at laughing some of that stuff off. I'm good at laughing it off when you do it, but not when I do it.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't have any haters, you're not doing it
right.
you
ain't shit unless you're feeding a troll on YouTube.
Until somebody's jealous of you.
Okay.
That's something I want to get to in the announcements part of the live stream. Okay, so anyway,
right.
The last Patreon question comes from and if this was printed out early this morning and then I brought it over. So if there's any new questions that I didn't get, if I didn't get to your question this week, we will get to it next Sunday. Sound good? So the last one comes from Jeffrey Chris Walton. What guitar design idea or invention have you wanted to build but haven't yet? We were lucky enough to do our own bridges. And that was a big thing for me. Getting to do design work and do bridges was a cool thing, I think. I would like for my Challenger design to be more popular, and I'll continue to press forward with that. I don't think there's nothing that I've really always wanted to do that I haven't done yet. You got anything on your list that you're like, man, I really wanted to make a...
No, not really. There's this idea brewing in my head of, I call it the Texas Toast guitar, and it's...
Like it's so popular, everyone we build,
Well, it's just a continuation of the Challenger. It may even be a Challenger.
Okay.
But it's this thing that's uniquely Texas Toast, and it's ideas that are uniquely Texas Toast.
Okay.
That we haven't necessarily used yet, but we will in the future. But other than that,
I'm super fond of the headstock that Mrs. Toast and I came up with. I'm super fond of the design.
That looks good on everybody.
That's where it kind of starts, and then it goes from there. And bridges and all this stuff. But making guitars is really fun, and I get to make guitars every day and do all sorts of, even the stuff that I don't like. I really don't mind doing it. I mean, there's almost nothing in the building of guitars that I find abhorrent.
I would say that believe it or not, doing fabric tops was something that I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And once we figured out, I've told you guys this before. Once we figured out how to do fabric tops with binding, it was like, oh, now it's where I want it to be.
Yeah.
And since then, we've done so many of them, and I still have a good time with them. And now we don't even necessarily do binding on all of them. We burst them, and it looks cool.
The teeny burst is tense.
Yeah, the teeny burst. And we've got more of those coming up. Even one is going to be a reveal coming up here soon. It's just one of those things where it's like, now that we've done it a bunch, I'm like, and again, I didn't invent the fabric top thing. I didn't create it. I just did some, and I did some videos. And so I'm not an innovator in any stretch of the imagination, but
except for the binding.
Now, maybe. But now I see a lot of guys doing fabric tops. And guys came up to me at the NAMM show and were like, oh, man, I did fabric top. In fact, I got an email from a guy who did a fabric top with a shirt. And I was like, I heard this shirt was really... And they look great. You guys are doing awesome stuff with fabric tops. And now I'm kind of like, I'm ready to move forward. I want to do something different. I'll still do them. And I love doing them, but
you don't want to be the fabric top.
Yeah, I don't want to be the fabric top guy. I want to be the Texas Toast guy.
Yeah, the guitar making guy. Yeah. I'm looking at a wall of Gibson-inspired guitars.
Yeah, lots and lots of Gibson.
There's the Flying Y.
Yeah, we have many Flying Ys.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, several.
And then 2 repairs of
Exploders.
the actual. Yeah.
Adventurers.
I like the Expeditionist, but
no. All right, so are we ready to move on with the actual topic of the,
sir.
The thing?
Yes, sir. I forgot we had a topic.
So what's next on the syllabus, Professor?
All right, so the next thing was Chris and I were thinking about, like, what do we want to talk about today? And something, it literally came to me in a dream. Chris and I talk about our favorite guitar players at Woodstock.
Okay.
Now, it's important to realize that neither one of us were alive when Woodstock was a thing.
No,
so
I may have been a
you might
embryo.
have been gestating.
I was totally.
So
and totally into Woodstock.
So the funny thing is, the only thing we have to go on is that movie.
Yeah, and
there were going to be people who are like, that movie sucks, and that movie's great, and that.
Which camp are you?
I liked it when I saw it when I was like 12.
Yeah,
but like if it was on now, I wouldn't like be. Oh wow, it's the Santana part of Woodstock. I gotta watch this thing. So but it just sort of came to me. Who's your favorite guitar player from Woodstock? And I thought I would throw that at Chris, and we would do this sort of Siskel and Ebert style. You want me to go first?
Yeah,
you
want you to go first.
So again, all we have to go on is that movie, and all we have to, or like stuff from the internet. Yes.
Correct.
So
and I'm gonna look up. I actually had it saved.
Okay. So my favorite guitar player from the Woodstock concert, I don't think was on the movie, and that was Leslie West. And so I don't know what songs they played while they were at Woodstock, but I'm sure it's available online. I do know that Mississippi Queen was recorded in 1970, a year after Woodstock. I don't think they played that one because I looked it up once many years ago. I don't think they played Mississippi Queen, but they could have. I mean, how long does it take for you to like write an awesome song and then record it? It's not like you just go into the studio and record Mississippi Queen. Maybe you do. I don't fucking know how they did that. I tell you what, you damn sure don't go into the studio and like, on a whim, record Nantucket Sleigh Ride. So yeah, Leslie West is one of my favorite guitar players, and so Leslie West would be my pick for favorite guitar player from Woodstock.
Cool. Okay. Is it my turn?
Yes.
I would say that my favorite player at Woodstock was John Fogerty and CCR.
Were they on the movie?
I don't know. There's footage of them playing. I don't know that. I saw the movie a lot like you when I was younger, and I was really excited about it because you were supposed to be excited about it.
Yeah, everybody told you how awesome this was.
It drove me insane with all those split screens.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like more American Graffiti.
Well, wait a minute. So that was going to be my next question. But you loved American Graffiti, which had some of those elements.
American Graffiti didn't do
That's
that.
Right. That's
more
right.
American
the
Graffiti
sequel
did that.
Did
and
you not like it either?
Only during the Country Joe and the Fish. Yeah, only during the Debbie parts.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hated that too.
But that was the only time you got to see Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Was it one of the split screens?
He was
Officer Farva.
Yeah. Falfa.
Falfa. Yeah, who's Farva?
Farva's he's from Super Troopers.
That's right.
Yeah, and as I look through this list of the happenings at Woodstock, day one was folk music. That's why we don't know any of these names other than Richie Havens.
Boring. Yeah, because he was on the movie. And...
Yeah, well, he was in the movie, and
wait a minute, though.
I love Richie Havens.
Remember Richie Havens' performance in Grease Lightning? You know what it is. It's the story of Wendell Scott, the African American race car driver, aptly played by Richard Pryor. And Cleavon Little was in it, and Richie Havens was in it, and it's a great movie.
I don't recall.
Cleavon Little is one of the most underrated actors of all time.
Do you think he's underrated?
I'm just saying that. Yes.
Like, he's totally awesome. Everyone knows he's awesome.
But where's his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
He doesn't have one? I don't know.
No.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So I would like to know what your guys' favorite guitar player.
Anyway,
I'm sure there's gonna be Alvin Lee and Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, well, and so
Jimmy, there's a lot of Jimmy.
So you go through you go through the list, and day one is like a who's who of who the F is this? I mean, Joan Baez, Arlo Guthrie has one song.
The Arlo Guthrie song on the movie
Melanie?
was fun. Melanie sort of sounds like a dubstep.
Yeah, so I don't, and maybe these people are really famous in their genres or whatever.
I'm sure they are.
But then you get to day two,
and that was 50 years ago. So imagine, if you will, there could have been people that we have no idea who the fuck they are.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But it's if I was old enough to go to concerts, and I was in the area, I would have had a hard time going to this show based on who's there, because it's just bands that I don't like. Because
some of them are very popular still today. The Who, CCR,
The Who, I would have gone to see. I would have gone to see Santana.
What about
Dead can
Sha-Na-Na?
lick my balls. I can see them on Laverne and Shirley on MeTV anytime.
It's funny, we were talking about
Janis
Sha-Na-Na and how they were sort of like the Village People before the Village People, because they all had different outfits. That's my one takeaway from
Jefferson Airplane.
I still like the White Rabbit song, but that's where they lose me. Is after that I'm like, I don't understand the whole.
Yeah, and there's some cool stuff, and it was probably.
As Mrs. Toast would say, I've never done those drugs to understand that music.
Yeah, he didn't do the right drugs to.
I didn't do any of them. I'm so square.
Yeah, he really digs Frank Zappa.
Oh yeah, well Frank Zappa.
So weird.
Dude, Blood, Sweat, and Tears was there.
I'd like to call it Blood, Sweat, and Turds.
Can I change my vote?
Yeah.
I'm not going to change my vote.
There's a bunch of like James Gang and Wavy Gravy and Chris Skull and Matt Burt.
See,
James Gang.
James Gang was saying they couldn't be that old.
You know what? I was kind of hoping that this would be where like I would be Chris. I think that Leslie West is my favorite guitar player from Woodstock, and I was kind of thinking that you would go, well, as usual, Matt, you're wrong, and this would be like a Siskel and Ebert thing where well, shut up, Matt, you ignorant slut, and so on and so forth.
Actually, like.
Would you guys like to see more interaction between me and Chris, where he calls me names,
how about
or I call him names?
How do you feel about
Canned Heat. I forgot about that. Yeah. So I think that. I think the Bear was alive. I think the Sunflower was alive.
Everybody
and I know
was alive.
Blind Owl was alive then. And that would have been worth the price of admission to me, because I think they got a pretty good slot. And I love Canned Heat.
They played from 7:30 to 8:30.
What, at night or in the day in the morning?
At night.
So like, I tell you what, 49-year-old Matt would have been like, that's the perfect time slot for me. 7:30 to go see Canned Heat would have been
and then you leave. Yeah.
And then I go and I have to roll around.
Who played after that?
Or at least take a nap.
Oh, geez, this is totally you. Canned Heat.
Uh-huh.
Then Mountain.
Oh shit!
And then you get to leave because the Grateful Dead's gonna play.
I would have totally left too. How did I not know that? Canned Heat followed up by Mountain would have been boss.
Yeah, and then
was anybody who's watching now actually at Woodstock? Wouldn't that be funny?
There's that saying that if everybody that
Woodstock
claims,
was that really there?
Yeah.
How old do you think Andrew St. Pierre was during Woodstock? He might have been there as
He's
a young.
He's not that old.
He'll watch later. And he'll be like, "I wasn't in Woodstock. God damn it!"
How old do you think I am?
But he lives back east, and so for all I know, he could have been like 3-year-old Andrew St. Pierre running around in the mud.
So I'm just gonna rattle off like people that played there. That and I'm gonna say.
Are these people that like have chimed in with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Alvin Lee, 10 Years After, Richie Havens, Freddie Stone, someone Sha-na-na, the band. Slayer was there, right?
Slayer?
Yeah.
It was a joke.
Oh.
Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly.
Grateful Dead. Status Quo was there.
Status Quo wasn't there.
Paul Butterfield Blues Band.
They were there.
10 Years After.
Yep.
Can He Have a Lot of blah, blah, blah.
Can he have a lot of men in there?
Yeah, apparently they were like Molly Hatchet or something.
So apparently,
yeah, they did have a
Johnny
butler.
Winter.
Okay.
People are just looking at the same list we have. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young were there. That was their first show.
But I don't think Young was part of that thing, was he?
No, Crosby Stills. There was never
No, he
Crosby
was.
Stills and
This actually says that he was.
yeah, that was their first show when
Yeah.
when Neil Young.
And do you know what? I hate Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Yeah, I'm not.
I hate David Crosby personally.
Yeah, and I think
as
that's
a person.
We were talking about
As
that.
a
I was talking
person.
about that with Brandon earlier, and we both decided that, yeah, Crosby and Stills are the problem with Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Hey,
And you know what?
Mrs. Toast, will you bring me another beer too? I think we could all use
Yeah,
one.
we could all use one.
I'm on it.
Thank you, love. You're the
And,
best.
Yeah.
You rock.
I know.
Everybody loves you,
I know.
especially me.
Yeah. So.
All right, so
Yeah.
that was fun. I thought let's have a little topic where we can like go
wonder-
back and forth.
I wonder why. I mean, I know why it's
Oh,
the
bless
big
you,
deal
man.
that it is, but it seems to me that it was kind of a shit show, and it kind of fell apart.
It was
really,
literally
really fast.
a shit show.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
literally.
was.
Literally.
Yeah, and if you read this and you start looking at what time people are playing, and you can see it just
Yeah,
going
like
off
5 in the morning.
Well, yeah, just going off the rails right from the beginning because the first day is solid. The second day they start about on time, and then it just turns to this awful thing.
Yeah.
And God, the footage from that thing is just terrible, and I'm always amazed at just how bad old footage is now. You know,
Oh yeah.
you look at it and
Yeah.
it's just like.
Here's a little sidebar. So the LP that was released from the Woodstock show,
Uh-huh.
there was a couple like that are wrapped in a blanket. They're married to this day.
For reals?
Derek Farrell.
And
So
that's
that-
Andrew St. Pierre's mom and dad. No, it's not. I'm just.
He was conceived at Woodstock?
Maybe I don't know.
It could have been my parents.
Could have been. It could have been. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
It could have been.
Most
Yeah.
Def, not mine.
It could have been most
Maybe I
Def's
should
parents.
Start
I don't
saying
know.
that. Yeah, I think he's old enough that it could have been his
So-
parents. Yeah, or
so-
young enough.
So I want to switch gears here because
Okay.
you know how people always give me grief about the whole beer. Hey, you're drinking the wrong beer and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So it occurred to me there's another great reason why I drink cheap domestic beer. Because if I have anything good in the refrigerator, it disappears. Somebody drank all my Dos Equis yesterday, and I know who it was, Cody. And yeah, and so if I have good shit in the refrigerator, people just drink it, and then I don't have any beer. So yeah. So I realize I'm not drinking the crowd favorites for beer, but it's cheap and I can get it, and people don't come over and go, oh, I'm gonna drink all your Coors Light. So anyway, yes.
So Andy the Saint just chimed
Hey!
in that he agrees on Crosby and Still Life.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Although I love Neil Young, and Mrs. Toast is not a super huge Neil Young fan, but especially Crazy
It's
Horse. I
music
love that
to
shit.
kill yourself
I'm
to.
okay.
Well, some of that
Some of
stuff,
it is.
some of it's
Yeah.
acoustic stuff, but man,
Yeah.
like when Neil Young and Crazy Horse fucking go nuts, and they have those
That was
great
different.
big Fender amps that like the Jawas bring
They
on
had
stage.
one good album and it was live from the
Oh,
road
they've
or
had a
something.
bunch
It's
of
like,
them.
"I've
Are you going to the
been
bathroom,
through the
Chris?
desert
Yeah.
on the horse with no name."
All right,
Oh my
all right.
God,
We're moving
shut
forward.
up.
All right, so guys, thank you for joining us with the whole who your favorite guitar players from Woodstock are. And we're going to move on to announcements because we're running out of time. We only have an hour, and I've got 6 more minutes left. So
And I think we need to revise the whole syllabus thing.
what syllabus thing?
Well,
what?
the whole syllabus of your new show format, there's really no time to have people asking questions.
Are there any questions that let's get to some of those now.
Okay, so I had some lined up, but you just kept prattling on. And there's 2 questions by 2 different people that are loosely related, and I'm going to banter while I go
Yeah,
look for
absolutely,
these things.
banter.
And somebody was asking about, fuck. One moment, please.
So Mrs. Toast is looking up some
I
of
was
your
all
questions.
ready, and you just kept going on.
Well, yeah,
so
I know.
was like,
And
whatever.
Mike Learn is actually calling me right now. He doesn't realize I'm live.
Why
on
isn't he
TV.
watching?
He might be watching. He might be calling to go, hey, Matt, what's up with this thing?
Well, someone had said they had hired somebody to refinish. All right, first question was U.S. Blues. U.S. Blues. He said, what's the best way to to level out or remove about a 1/4 inch of a top to put a new veneer on, which is related to a question that somebody had paid some guy some money, and he used caliper paint. What's caliper paint?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but there's all these fish eyes and stuff.
Oh,
and
bummer.
What's a good way to fix that? And I'm thinking those are related.
Okay,
and
so let's talk a little bit about that. If you have a guitar that you want to
refinish,
and you want to, and you need to take all the paint off and you're going to add a new veneer. It doesn't have to be, but boy, it's sure nice if it is flat when it's done. And the best way to do that is with a thickness sander, also known as a time saver. If you can remove the neck, by all means do so and run it through the thickness sander. If you don't have a thickness sander, find a cabinet shop near your area or mail it to me and I will do it for you for money. And it will come back nice and flat and ready for veneer. Have you ever heard of something called caliper paint? Is that probably caliper, like brake caliper paint?
I don't know if it was a typo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've never
caliper
heard.
paint. Unless it was just so tiny on my
It
screen,
could be
I
a brand,
couldn't.
maybe.
So when it comes to fish eyes, that means you have oil or wax or something
something in there
cruddy
that
in the
shouldn't be.
paint.
Or on the surface
Or in the
of
air.
of the guitar.
And
spraying
what
it
and
at,
and how do you fix it? I'm sorry to tell you, you have to
can't.
grind all of that paint off until the fish eyes are gone and then repaint.
Yeah, because fish eyes are dips. They're
They're
You have to glue
bubbles. They're
fabric.
basically, they're basically
Oil.
like bubbles.
yeah, but they're
Without a top.
Yeah,
Like a moon
correct.
crater.
Yeah, they're holes.
Yeah.
And you have to try and sand through those holes, and
It's a
they
bummer.
like to come back too. After
Yeah,
you
because
sand it
especially
and
if
then
there's
you
like
do it
oil on the
again.
finish,
Yeah.
when you put it back on, unless you clean that shit real
What do
good,
you-
it's gonna pop up fish
bane
eyes
of
on
What
the
do you
finish.
use for to keep that stuff out of paint, Chris? You spray.
Yeah, so we use, on the advice of Mike Learn, they
Mm-hmm.
make expensive degreasers, and there used to be a product, I think they still make it, called Acrylic Clean.
Okay.
And you can use mineral spirits, works really well too. But we've simplified
What
it.
if we landed and
alcohol
we-
and water?
Yeah, we use rubbing alcohol and water in about a 50-50 mix in a spray bottle, and you spritz it on and you wipe it off, before you paint. Give it a few minutes to completely dry, just in case you get a little bit of it, that doesn't. And then you tack rag and you paint, and all of that stuff goes away. Now you can have issues with, your surface being clean, but your air supply not being clean. And hoses.
Yeah, you have
Bob quickly
a
says
decorrodited
that
hose.
a filter on your
Corroded,
compressor.
Yeah, and you need
Yeah,
an
there's
air
shit in the
dryer,
compressor,
and you
yeah.
need
You need to,
and you need
drain
a
out the
hose
rusty
and-
water at the
yeah,
bottom.
that and air dryer and all that. Since we live in Colorado, it's fairly dry. We don't have that much issue with air supply.
That was a
problems,
sucky
but we
band.
do
though.
still have and by the way, if you go over to a girl's house and she's sitting there with another guy,
Yeah.
and air supply is playing,
Yeah.
what does that mean?
I don't know. How do you know that that's the thing that could happen?
I think that means, Chris, you need to leave because you're.
Did you have
What?
a bad,
You know,
did you
hey,
have a
dude,
bad
man,
Tinder
out.
meetup?
Dude,
or
all
something?
No, this was in college.
All I can tell you is that friends sit around in the dark listening to Lionel Richie "Endless Love" all the time. That's a totally legit thing.
Did
Yeah, it's
Lionel
the
Richie
exact same
sing
thing,
Endless
right?
Love?
Yeah.
Was it Lionel
Yeah.
Richie?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Okay, I will.
That
No,
was Lionel
I,
Richie?
I can't because it was true. So
Oh,
anyway,
air supply. Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, yeah. So whoever was asking about fish eyes, that's a bummer, man. And finishing.
Paid the man. He paid the man.
Oh, he paid him to do. Oh, yikes! That sucks. Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
You could pay Matt some more. And
You could, yeah.
Chris
You don't
will
want
do
The
it.
problem
There's
is
also
if you paid someone to do it, you don't want to pay another guy to do it again.
Yeah. There's also something called solvent pop, which is similar to it, but it's not really the same.
Yeah.
Where you end up with little pock marks in it.
Yeah. So, all right, are we moving forward?
Yep.
All right, we're on to the announcements part of the show.
dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Announcement.
Announcements. So there are some announcements of things that are going on. Some of them you know about. actually one thing you don't even know about.
Sweet.
It's going to be awesome.
Surprises. Is it about my birthday?
No.
Okay.
It's about a month after your birthday. So, we will talk about your birthday. So, the very first cool thing that we want to announce is this Thursday, we are having a Christmas party at Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store, and we're calling our Christmas party the
Great American Flip Toast Christmas Party.
Yeah, you had it.
I had it
and
so close, and then I added to it.
So we
Great
will
American
be
Christmas
the
Party.
Great American Christmas Party at the Great American Guitar Store. You can come hang out with us. We're going to have a bunch of guitars that you guys can goof around with and finger fuck. And we're going to have beers. There's probably going to be pizza. Mm-hmm. There's probably going to be like super hot chicks hanging out.
Totally.
It's not going to be all dudes.
The most superest, hottest, most smartest chick is going to be there, by the way.
Best damn tapper. So what I can tell you is it's not going to be all dudes. It's going to be all kinds of women there.
It's just going to be a fun time.
It's going to be fun with all sorts of
probably do a live video.
We're definitely going to do a live video from Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store. We're going to be talking about the top 5 last-minute gifts for guitar players.
So the top 5
Christmas.
suckiest.
Are we going to do the suckiest? Okay. Which one of them? A Peloton exercise bike?
Merry Christmas, badass.
Merry Christmas, you fat tub of shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Thursday, December 19th at Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store, starting at 6 o'clock and going till at least 8 o'clock.
Till Christmas Day.
Till Christmas Day. And we're going to be, like I said, we're going to do a live thing. There's going to be hot naked strippers, and there's going to be guitars.
And pizza.
Maybe all of those things.
I will be fully clothed.
Okay, second announcement is we've had a bunch of people asking about classes. We have not added any new classes for 2020 yet, but I still want to do one in February.
Apparently, it was quite exhausting.
It was very exhausting. I want to do another one in February, and I just haven't done it yet. Chris and I are going to talk about that this week, and we'll post when the February Build Your Own Guitar class is going to be this week. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. I also want to, we're going to be doing a new class, and it's going to be a one-day class on binding. And you'll show up, and there'll be a guitar body that's ready to go, ready to bind, and you will bind it. You'll cut the rabbet for it. You'll bind it. You'll do all the prep work, and you'll walk out with a guitar body that's bound, that you bound, and is ready for the next step.
And you will be required to sign a waiver.
Yes, of course, everyone knows they're going to be signing a waiver.
And must have health insurance.
Come on now, come on. Don't nerd it up with your nerd.
Taking all the fun out of it.
Yeah, come on, nerd.
No, have fun, but we're not paying for it.
Yeah, okay. You just wrecked it. You just wrecked
Oh,
it.
geez, you wrecked it.
You just wrecked it. All right. Here's something we can all get excited about, except for Mrs. Toast, probably. We got new Beetle Kill Pine.
Yay.
See? I knew that was good. So we've got like 100 board feet of Beetle Kill Pine.
That's a lot.
And some of it is rad. Some of it is rotten. So that when you buy something that has been chewed up by bugs, sometimes you just never know. So if you guys have been on the fence about a Beetle Kill Pine body, now's a great time to get one. We've got a boatload of super cool BKP wood. And if you want a BKP body, let us know. There's Beetle Kill Pine aplenty. Yes, yes?
Yeah.
You got anything else for announcements? I got one more.
Okay.
Yeah, anything else though?
No.
Okay. Finally, I was approached by the guys from MF Ruckus, a local super awesome band that's got a lot of sway here in the Denver area, to be on their podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at he does me like that.
And on top of that, when you were talking about Dawn earlier for, Dude's wife with the guitar you showed, she would probably be showing up on the Crash Pad video as well.
Or she may very well be.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
She walked in during the filming.
I forgot about that. So yeah, so I will be on the MF Ruckus podcast Monday, February 17th at 3 o'clock. I will keep you guys posted on this. I don't know if you're going to be on it or not. Do you want to?
Sure, I'll be on it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We have to go there.
I don't know what I have to add.
What day is it?
A lot of
Monday,
gas.
February 17th. 1 month after Chris's 50th birthday party at Casa Bonita.
Casa Bonita.
So it's very, very cool. There's so much great stuff on the horizon. Do you have any more for announcements? I already asked you, and you said no, but maybe I thought I jarred your memory with the 50 50th birthday thing.
Yeah. No, that
Are you looking forward to getting...
Put me back even more. Am I looking forward to what?
Casa Bonita and your birthday.
Yes. And you know what?
God damn it!
In some ways, I mean, 50 is kind of pretty cool in a lot of ways. It's cooler than 40.
Totally.
You know, I mean, 50, that's something, right?
Now
no one
people are
says the
saying,
big 4.
Wow, you look really good for 50.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I mean, unless you deteriorate a lot in the next couple months. Couple weeks, I mean.
Yeah, month.
Yeah, dude. So we're gonna go. I'm pretty sure I had something like a taco at Casa Bonita once that was chicken, and I'm almost positive it was cat food.
It probably was.
Or it sure looked like cat food. What's up, Mrs. Toast?
Oh, it's funny. John.
Luke?
You just shut your dirty little dick sucker.
Is he a friend of Jesus?
You just relax. Aren't we all friends of Jesus?
Well, I'd like to think
Jesus is the original terrorist.
All right, get to the
So John Meehan said, "Why is Matt wearing Chris's shirt? Because you always wear that on Sunday."
I know. Yeah, Chris. I thought. Well, I wore this on Sunday today because I thought maybe Chris would wear his Weenie Roller Operators Union shirt.
Yeah, I can't wear that for a little while because I got
Pootie on it?
chastised. No, I got.
Oh, I thought maybe you got.
Chris always wears the same shirt. Well, there's 7 days in a
maybe
week.
you got guacamole.
And orange is a power color for Sunday.
I spilled guacamole.
If you guys want your own
St. Pierre shirt on,
yeah, those are cool too.
Uh-huh.
If you guys want a Weenie Roller Operators Union shirt, they're available on the website. So let's go ahead
along
with this bad bitch.
It's a lefty.
It's a lefty. So yeah. So okay, guys. So let's go ahead and wrap this one up. It was so cool. What do you think of the new format, Chris?
I like it.
What do you think of the new format, Mrs. Toast?
I don't like it.
All right, well, tough shit for you. What do you don't like about it? What are you talking about you don't like it? You think you're better than this? You don't like it?
You need to go with the flow a little more. You're like a fascist, and here's my agenda.
I'm Gunnery Sergeant Hardman. If God wanted you to do a podcast, he'd have miracled it on you or something. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, so guys, thanks for joining us for our weekly, take an hour out of your day to enjoy some beers with the guys and the gal from Texas Toast Guitars. I'm glad that Mrs. Toast is back. I don't know why. She's really mean to me. She's super cool in the sack, though. Anyway, so thank you for joining us. If you appreciate content like this, you might want to go over to our Patreon page and consider becoming a member. Remember, once a week, we'll be answering your Patreon questions. I don't know how, it could be a thing where Patreon questions become like the whole show. I don't know.
Or it could be like that has to be a whole separate show because.
Could very well be.
Because it ate up a lot of time.
Yeah.
And these people, they got mouths to feed and bills to pay.
They got mouths to feed?
Yeah.
Why, so do I. You and Bobby, the Wonder Dog.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah. Anyway, so if you appreciate content like this, guys, you might want to go over to our Patreon page and consider becoming a member because even $1 a month goes a long way to helping us bring you cool stuff like this. And if you're a Patreon member, we'll answer your questions on the show. If you can't do Patreon, though, we totally understand. Please like the video and share it as many places as you can think of because I have been kicked off of just about every, I say just about because I was invited to join a Luthery forum on Facebook. I'll probably get kicked off pretty soon. I actually said I didn't want to join, and then they convinced me to do it, and so far it's a good bunch of guys. So anyway, do you know who's on there? Ricky Sambora. No, Rick Derringer. No, actually, the guy who makes the guitars for who's the guy for the fucking guy from the fucking band Fleetwood Mac. Lindsey Buckingham. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
What was the fucking guy's name?
I can't remember.
Lindsey Buckingham?
No, what's the guy who makes the guitars for
I don't know, but Lindsey Buckingham
Turner?
made me realize my hormones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And remember, next week we're going to have puppets. We might not have puppets. It'll be like Mr.
Someone
Beer.
suggested that we have Chris and a Matt puppet.
Yeah. Oh man.
That'd be funny. A little teeny tiny me that you get to control.
Yeah, and then but you get to make your Matt puppet, and I get to make mine, and then we hand them off. That way,
I think sock puppets.
It's not too hurtful.
Really great.
Yeah. It's totally hurtful. Wait, so I get to make a Matt puppet, and you get to make a Chris puppet?
And
no, opposite.
No,
you make the Chris puppet.
No, that'll be too hurtful.
What if it's totally rad?
Well, maybe later. Start with
sock puppets.
Yeah,
anatomically correct too.
You could be hurtful with the way you use the puppet.
But you don't want to. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's for the. It's just for fun.
It is just for fun.
It's for fun.
Why's the puppet Of me? Why is the head so big? Well, Chris.
Well, Joseph Caswell said that if you'd shave your beard, you'd look 10 years younger than Matt.
Yeah, Chris. Oh, he was really talking to Chris. Chris doesn't have a beard. I guess you have some.
I have some.
Yeah, a little scruff.
I saw a picture of myself when I had that kick butt.
Dude, you had a
beard.
awesome.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that wasn't so bad. Yeah, maybe.
Remember we were at the NAMM show, just like a couple of hobos running around.
Seemingly, well, you were. I looked sharp.
You look sweet.
As far as I was concerned.
My beard, like after a while, it starts to go boop off to the side, and it's really stupid. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you at Thursday at Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store, for the Great American Christmas Party. And if you can't make that, we will see you next Sunday at 5 o'clock Mountain Time
for our Christmas show.
For our Christmas show.
Your Gridman show.
That's right. It really will be the Christmas show.
You're going to have Eric Clapton here. Yeah.
All those
Kang.
Guys. Yep, we're going to have them all.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Have you seen Mike Tyson recently with the beard, with the gray beard? Yeah, he actually.
He still probably could like
fits him.
Punch the fuck out of some. I mean,
I'm sure he could. Yeah,
he's got to be. He's 50 something. He could waylay everybody.
I would totally talk shit to him, but I think I'm a little faster than he is. So
I don't know.
I'm pretty good at ducking and weaving.
He's got that face tattoo, but now he's got this like elderly spokesman gray beard, and
now
somehow it sort of works. It's really funny.
Does he look like Lopan or something?
I don't know.
Lopan.
It's really weird. It's like, that's Mike Tyson. Wow, it don't look that bad.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
How do I make it stop?
I don't know.
Make it do something.
Hey, fool. That's cool.